Hi everybody, I'm Dave Stein, and I am going to be presenting on our MarineCadastre.gov ocean reporting tool. This is a brand new, yet to be released product from MarineCadastre.gov. MarineCadastre.gov is a project that we lead, our office, NOAA Office for Coastal Management, with the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management. So what I'm going to do is give you just a quick background on MarineCadastre.gov, and then I'm going to jump into a live demo. Okay. All right, so what is MarineCadastre.gov? So what we are is an ocean GIS that supports marine spatial planning and offshore renewable energy planning and development. Like I said, it's led by BOEM and NOAA. We started as a data catalog back in the early 2000s of jurisdictional boundaries and limits, and since then we've grown well beyond just data into map viewers, tools, and just a host of other resources for marine spatial planning. And our tool is used by just about all of the ocean sectors out there. Okay, so what is in MarineCadastre? Well, we have a registry that has 284 data sets currently, categorized into 11 topical areas. We have a national viewer, and we have regional thematic maps and a whole set of story maps that we've been actively working on for the past 2 or 3 years. We also have many examples of how data and tools have been used for offshore issues. And we provide connections and linkages to other activities out there like the NROC portal and the Marco portal and Esri's Living Marine Atlas. And we also have a portfolio or a toolkit that contains web-based and desktop tools. And our newest tool in this toolbox is a tool called the Ocean Reporting Tool. So this is a little bit different. It's a report-centric tool made up of infographics and high-level statistics. It's really designed for quick reference and site characterization. And our niche here is not your typical GIS user or power user. It's more of the policymaker, congressional staffer, person who has to do a NEPA analysis or write a biological opinion for an offshore project, resource managers, NGOs, or just the general public that wants to understand what's going on off of their coasts. So this is a prototype tool right now. Our geographic coverage is from the southeast, or in the southeast, from Virginia-Maryland border down to South Florida, around the Miami area. It's not including the Keys right now. So I'm going to jump in here and provide a live demo. This is our splash page for, well, I see this, but you don't. Okay. Let me close this down here. Bear with me 1 second here. So, how do I change the view here? I'm actually on the web right now. Okay, I'm going to jump out of the live demo now into my canned presentation here, since this isn't working too well. So, here, hang on 1 second here. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead here to some of our slides. Backup slides. So, here is the splash page for our tool. Over on the left, you have the map controls. You can pan and zoom. There are 2 different ways to access the reports through known areas. And known areas are things like state and federal jurisdictional boundary areas organized around states, national estuary and resource reserve sites, and wind planning areas. These are areas that have been set aside by BOEM for wind energy planning and development. So that's how you get to some of the reports through the known areas, but there's also a custom draw tool as well that I wanted to show. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, but a user can go in and draw a box, and it'll query the database, and you get a custom report for your area of interest. So, let's see here. So here's how it would work for a known area. You could jump down into a wind planning area here, and what I'm going to show you is a wind planning area off of South Carolina called Grand Strand. It's off of Myrtle Beach. It's a fairly large area. And you would end up, get a report organized around 5 different themes. You have general information, which is basic site characterization information, energy and minerals, natural resources and conservation, transportation and infrastructure, and economic information. So each one of these reports is made up of infographics, and each of the infographics are based on data from MarineCadastre. And for each infographic, you have an information button that you can go into and get more information or metadata for that particular infographic, and in some cases, the rule set for how that infographic was developed. So for the general site characterization information or general information, you get information about how much of the area is within state versus federal waters, the elevation or bathymetry, what's the water depth in that area, the size of the area that you choose, what applicable georegulations or ocean and coastal related statutes intersect that area, and then your nearest places, you can't see that here, and also nearest congressional districts as well. Okay, so that is the general information. I'm going to show you energy and minerals as well. So what you get here is you get information about wind resource potential. So it's telling you right here that there is excellent to outstanding wind resource potential in this area, that if you ended up designing a wind farm in the most optimal way, it has the potential to power up to 6 million homes. It tells you how many lease blocks are within this particular area. And it goes on to give you more information about other renewable energy sources like currents and waves. And for this particular area, it's just going to tell you that that type of energy is not suitable offshore. Okay, so that's how you do a known area report for energy and minerals. That's what you see here. Okay, I'm just going to jump back in here and wrap up. Okay, so a little bit about system design and architecture, how this thing is being developed behind the scenes. We have an ArcPy extract, transform, and load tool, which allows the administrator or whoever's managing the system to load data into a SQL database. And then we use ArcGIS Server to populate map services, both map services and geoprocessing services. And then on the front end, we have a leaflet application that draws from the map services and then geoprocessing services, and these different various JavaScript libraries were used to build a leaflet app. Okay, so sorry about that. All right, next steps here. We plan to deploy this on our servers at the NOAA Office for Coastal Management. Right now, it's on a development server with our contractor, Quantum Spatial. We plan to do that in December. We plan the first public release of this application in March of 2017. That'll be version 1.0. And we're starting to conduct some outreach, some user engagement and stakeholder engagement, just to get some feedback about how useful this tool is going to be for marine planning. We've gotten some positive feedback so far, but we plan to do that in earnest over the next few months. We plan a second public release in the summer time frame, and then beyond July 2017, we do plan further development, but we're just not exactly sure where we're going yet, whether we're actually going to move to another region or enhance what we already have in the southeast. Okay, so I'd like to acknowledge our team from BOEM, Christine Taylor. From NOAA, we have Adam Bodie, Mark Finkbeiner, Daniel Martin, Anna Verrill, myself. And then our development team at Quantum Spatial, Cherie Jarvis, Steve Raber, Alexa Ramirez, and Jeff Scahill. And I'd love to give you guys a demo so you can actually see how it works.
You're going to do it right now.
Okay, cool. I was going to say I could do it at happy hour, but you can do it now even better. I don't know, but I'm standing in the way of happy hour. Okay. Okay, well I showed you the known search, so what I would like to do is pose a scenario for you here off of the southeast coast. Say you are a mayor of a beach community off of Charleston, South Carolina, and you're looking for sand resources to replenish, re-nourish the beaches after Hurricane Matthew. There were some impacts to the beaches. You're looking for viable sand to put back onto the beach. You hire a consultant, and they need to understand basically what's out there, what the impacts might be to natural resources, what the site characterization of the area is, what the sediment makeup is, how far the sand resources are from the shoreline, etc. So you can go in and let's do a draw area here. So it pops up a navigation box. You have to zoom in a few scale bands to actually enable drawing, and you can here. So you don't see very much information here, so what we're going to do is pull up a nautical chart as a backdrop, just to give you some spatial reference. And what we're looking for is sand off of this area. I know the shipping channel is right through here, so I'm going to draw an area, probably about 5 or 6 miles offshore, very close to the shoreline. And that's the area that I want to generate a report for. So I'm going to go ahead and submit this. Now it's having to process probably 50 to 75 data sets, map services, so it's going to take 2 minutes. I'm not going to keep it here for 2 minutes. I've already generated a report here earlier. So this is the area that I just drew, and it's giving you information near the Isle of Palm, South Carolina, and it's telling you what percentage is state, 32% versus federal at 64%. It's giving you that general site characterization information here. And let's say we're interested in natural resources. So within this area, it's telling you that there are highly migratory species, mostly sharks, but there are sailfish in the area too, some pelagic fish. And it's telling you that there are protected areas, and you can actually turn on some of these areas to see where they are in relation to your polygon. Or protected areas. These are the protected areas within 15 miles. This is the Cape Romaine National Wildlife Refuge. Telling you what the deep sea coral habitat suitability is for the area. I'm not going to turn those on right now. And it's telling you that there's actually 51 artificial reefs that are within this area. And it's also telling you that there are some Coastal Barrier Resource Act areas nearby. These are biologically important areas. So you'd want to know that if you're actually going to be doing any dredging and moving any sand onto the beaches there. So that is the ocean reporting tool as it stands now. And thank you for your attention.